you will learn how to prepare the customer for the spray tanning session, how to position the customer for maximum coverage and even application, and lastly, spray tanning techniques for all areas of the body. Now that you are ready for the spray tan session and you have the customer in the room, have them first apply the sticky feet, which will keep the solution off the soles of the feet. Next, put the hair up by using a hair cap and scrunchie if needed. You will want to put the hair up into the hair cap and pull it back to expose the hairline to ensure the look of a natural tan. The solution will wash out of the hair and clothes, but it is recommended to use a cap for light-colored hair. Apply the barrier cream to the hands and feet by rubbing it on the cuticles, nails, and in between the fingers and toes with a light coating. Last, spray the pH Balance Excellatan over the entire body as a light mist only, and then have the customer rub it in. Now pick up your gun and set it to a full body. Since the body is primarily in a vertical position while being sprayed, we recommend that you set the gun nozzle to spray vertical. This will approximately be 5 to 7 counterclockwise half turns from closed position. Here are some points to absorb. We will demonstrate how the entire body can be sprayed with one nozzle setting by turning the gun to match the angle of each body part. Number 2. Keep your nozzle distance 6 to 7 inches away from the skin while spraying. This approximately equals the length of your hand. Number 3. The speed or tempo that you move your hand will determine a nice, even, damp spray. Making 2 passes over each area of the body with the proper gun settings, distance, and stroke speed will give your customers outstanding results. Now that you are totally prepared, go ahead and tell the customer to turn around and face the booth or backdrop so you can spray the back of the neck, shoulder blades, back of arms, and back. First, spray the right back of the neck, continuing to the shoulder blade, and spray down the back side of the arm and cut the spray off when reaching the wrist area. Palms should be facing down so they won't get any color. Make a total of 2 passes over this area. Now repeat the same spray technique for the left side of the neck, shoulder blade, and back of arm. Divide the person's back into 3 sections: right side, middle, and left side. Start the back by spraying down the left or right side, then make a swipe down the middle, and finally the side you haven't sprayed yet. Make sure to cut off the solution or trigger at the end of each stroke. Pulling the trigger back the entire time will cause the solution to double up on the top and bottom of each stroke. Once again, make sure to go over each section of the back twice and it will blend perfectly. Now that you are done with the back, turn the customer to a side and have them raise their arm. This will expose the underside of the arm and the side of the body. You will need to spray the side of the torso in 2 sections, 2 passes for the side closest to the person's back and 2 passes for the side connected to the front. Also, spray the inside of the arm while you have the client's arm raised. Be careful not to spray the side of the hand or too heavily on the wrist when spraying these arms. Now turn the customer to the front and spray the face, front of the shoulder blades, and arms. For the face, instruct the customers to keep their eyes and mouth closed and have them breathe normally. Now spray the right side and the left side for 2 passes each. Avoid spraying the ears too heavily. This is a thin-skinned area and may look unnatural with lots of color. If the customer is squinting or holding their breath, pause for a moment and tell them breathe and relax. Spraying too much solution on the face will cause the spray to look fake and unnatural. Our goal is to make spray solutions that look the most natural, so the customer will keep coming back to the salon. Next, spray the front of the neck and shoulders and outside of the arms. Spray down the front outside of the arm for 2 passes, cutting off at the wrist each time, skipping the hand. Next, have the customer turn the arms inside out with palms facing up to spray the bicep area and down the arm, cutting off at the wrist. Do not spray the palms of the hands. Now you can spray the front as you did the back, into 3 sections, left, middle, and right side. Avoid doubling up at the top and bottom by cutting off the solution at the end of each stroke. Spraying the hands or the feet requires a different technique to achieve the most natural-looking results. Thin-skinned areas like the hands, feet, wrist, and ankles tend to tan twice as heavy, so a good rule of thumb is to double your spray distance on these areas. Doubling the spray distance will cause you to spray about half as much product as other areas of the body. This will ensure that you do not oversaturate these areas. With the hands extended outward, instruct the client to spread their fingers and slightly crop their hands. Create an arc motion with a gun around the hand, keeping twice the distance as usual. Sweep over the hands 2 or 3 times. Do not try to achieve a dark instant color. Spray lightly and allow the DHA to develop its color over time. The skin is very thin on the hands and feet, so if you spray these areas heavily, the color will not appear natural. As you move to the legs, divide the front side of the leg into 2 parts, left and right. Spray 2 passes on each side. Instruct the client to point a foot toward the outside wall in order to expose the inside of the leg. Now you can repeat these steps for the other leg. Always cut off the solution at the end of a stroke. Keeping the solution going will cause the spray to puddle up at the top and bottom of the stroke. Have the client turn to one side and divide the leg into 2 sections, spraying 2 strokes on each part. Now turn the client around and repeat the step for the other leg. Now have the client turn and face the booth or backdrop and visually divide the back side of the leg into 2 parts, left and right. Once again, make 2 passes on both sides for the left and right leg. Have the client lunge forward with one leg and slightly bend at the knee to expose the area directly below the bottom and inner thigh. Spray underneath the leg and the inside of the opposite leg. Now have your client lunge forward with the other leg and repeat these steps. Lastly, we will spray the feet in the same manner as the hands. Have your client prop each foot individually onto a pedestal. In this demonstration, we have used a product bottle. Double your distance and sweep across the feet in 3 areas: outside, over the top including the toes, and inside of the foot. Now that you have completed the full body spray tan, take a second to look over the customer in all areas to see if any touch-ups need to be made. If you are satisfied that the tan looks even and you have sprayed all areas, you may dry the tan in by using the hose. If you like, you may also let the customer use the hose and dry in the parts that feel damp. Once the customer feels dry, it is okay for them to dress. The instant bronzer may rub off on the inside of their clothing, but will wash out in the laundry, not causing permanent staining. The drying process should only take around 3 minutes. The full session should only take around 10 minutes.